such sights to show you. I have pain. Far with crown, I with Kennybug.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Good evening, my sweet tortured souls, and welcome back to another monkey-filled episode of Hun, Your Geek is showing. And with me, as always, is some damn dirty human, the random guy, Jessup Braithwaite.
Hello. You drive me ape, you big gorilla.
Oh, I know I do. I know I do. You know what they say? You know what they say? Human see, human do.
Well, yes, indeed. I
How
never
are
met a
you,
monkey
honey?
in my life. Hmm?
How are you on this wonderful Sunday evening that we're recording on?
Yeah, I'm good. Can't grumble. I've had a few issues with headaches, hassles, and horse shit with computers, but you know.
Yeah, it's kind of been the same over here. Very stressful kind of day, but anyway, moving on. What you been watching this week?
What have I been watching this week? Well, I have watched quite a bit. Because, I like that. Carried on with Breaking Bad and finished that.
Awesome.
I, of course, watched episode 5 of Ahsoka, which was feckin' fantastic.
I keep seeing more and more clips for that, and I keep being more and more drawn into it, especially since my daughter informed me that they do actually have a Star Wars timeline on Disney Plus. So that clears up a little bit of confusion for me. So I may wait for it to run its course, the first season, and then binge watch the lot. I may.
Yeah, cool. It's all right. Hold on. I'm having. Hold on a sec. Just bear with me.
I'll pause.
Yeah.
And there we go. We're back.
Oh, so,
More
yeah,
tech issues, we're afraid, people. It's not been an eventful day for us, pair.
so yeah, so Corey recommended that, and last night I actually watched Interstellar. Yes, I know it's an old film, but I'd not seen it for some reason.
One of those ones that kind of flew under your radar.
Oh yeah, it's stuff I like. The Adjudicator herself had seen it years ago, but I think I was out gigging, so
more than likely, yes.
Yeah. As will happen.
Yeah.
So no, I really enjoyed it. Good old Christopher Nolan, bless his socks.
Very, very good. Very, very good. What have I been watching this week? Not a fucking lot, because I haven't had much free time to myself. Apart from Monday, I've been busy every day this week. So if I have watched anything, much like in the previous episode, it's the same crap. I'm afraid Buffy, Angel, same old shit. Just because I haven't had time to sit down and really focus on anything new. Too busy. I've got a lot going on in my life, and I'm not sharing it on fucking YouTube. Go to Facebook for that. I overshare on Facebook. We all know this.
I didn't like to say anything, but
yeah, but the problem is I don't seem to give a shit neither. But anyway, time for that part of the show that everybody tunes in for because they get to hear their own names. It is, of course, shout out time.
To shout out.
We'll go in order that we receive them. We have from 4 days ago at the time of recording, not the time of viewing. From friend of the show, been on the show, Invisigaz, over from the world of what was Twitter, but it's now known as X. God, over from that side of things, he joined us for an episode. I think it was the 80s and 90s cartoon one we did.
Yes, I believe it was.
Yes, it was, because we talked extensively about Transformers and how we all love to suck the Optimus Prime. Yeah, play on the Mega Trombone for a bit.
Yeah.
It says, this one was actually words out. This was a comment on my own separate show, Miss Violet's Underworld, but I'm shouting it out here because that show is currently on hold. It says, great video, love. Great to listen to and love that book. It's fantastic. Needed to track myself down one of those. The Necronomicon
yes.
replica that I've got. I've got it over
That
there
was a good episode.
with my masks. Yeah, really, really good. It is worth the money. I don't regret seeing any of the Evil Deads. I just didn't care about the rest of the carrion. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for the shout out. Much, much love. And we hope to get you on the show again soon.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Yeah, we'll have that again.
Yes. And then we have the man, the myth, the beard, the ginger one, the ginger ninja, Mr. JK, with JK, JK47, motherfucker. You can borrow that one. You can have that one. It says here on the Terminator episode that we recently did, I've enjoyed all of the Terminator films and the TV series, and I've always found something enjoyable about them. Even Salvation and Genesis. Loved the inclusion of Shirley Manson in the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Yes, we missed that. It wasn't until I read that comment I was like, fuck, I forgot she was in it. Something we should have talked about. So,
but to be fair, that one kind of went off the rails a bit, that episode. So
yeah, it was hot. We were tired. It was we went into incoherent babbling by the end of it.
Yeah, we did.
We may revisit Terminator at some point and do a better episode. Even we think that one was a little bit for us.
Yeah.
I mean, we say shit content is better than no content, and that was shit content. But yeah, so given the impression Guy did of the Leprechaun at the end, is a Leprechaun franchise coming soon? Well, Guy replied to this one with, "No, mate, not doing the Leprechaun. Was just knackered and way too hot. Always sends me weirder than usual."
The Leprechaun.
But then, as we were starting this meeting, I commented, "Well, now that you mention it."
No.
Well, it's a no from him. It's a possibility from me as part of Miss Violet's underworld.
Other than that, we'll do it in Series 8 along with Gargoyles.
Anyway.
No, not Series 1.
And this shout out, I'm going to call it out. Lee, you're a Burke. His message, his comment on our Terminator video is a shout out without a shout out about shouty shout bail. Whatever medication you're taking, I think you need to up the dosage, hun.
What?
Yeah, that was kind of my response when I read it. I was like,
confusion. Have a word with yourself.
If people can figure that what that one out, that comment was all about, please tell us in the comments if you think you know what that was all about. Because
love you though, man.
Answers on a postcard, motherfucker. Anyway, and that's it for shout outs. That's it for what you've been watching. Now, rolling on with the episode, as you can tell from some of the clues and hints we've dropped along the way on tonight's episode, we are, of course, talking about one of the best film series ever fucking committed to film, starring the all-time greats like Charlton Heston, Roddy McDowell,
Kim Hunter,
yeah.
Maurice Evans.
Yeah, the list goes on. We are, of course, talking about the planet of the apes.
Yeah.
Now, I'll let you go first on this one, Guy. Seeing as you're that little bit older than me, you probably might have seen some of these in the cinema when they first came out.
Go fuck yourself. Bollocks.
I know you're not quite that old, but I mean, some of them did come out in the late 80s, early 90s, so you know.
No, they didn't.
Oh, no, that's true. I got my dates wrong. Oh, crap. 2001. Ooh. 2001. You might have gone and seen the Tim Burton one, but we'll...
No, I fucking didn't.
The less we say about that one.
No, didn't.
But anyway, okay then. Rolling on. Guy,
Yes,
How
dear.
and where did you first encounter those damn dirty apes?
On the telly.
On the telly.
On the telly.
I watched them on the telly, Mum. It was
What's
they
on
were
telly?
monkeying around. It was so funny.
Ah, maybe want a banana.
But not in the way you think.
Ooh,
And at the
feel the
Apes,
building.
the film that spawned a whole generation of furry.
Yeah. No, I ambled across it one night on the telly on the sort of multiple times it's probably been repeated, but
Mm, mm.
I saw the original first and I bloody loved it.
Yeah, I think for me it's pretty much the same as you.
Mm,
It was one of those films that obviously my parents had seen and they'd obviously watched it growing up. So
mm.
whenever it was on the TV, if it was on in the afternoon, because they did sometimes show it in the afternoons with certain bits
Sometimes.
cut from it.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that you'd have to.
Yeah, I have seen gutted versions of it shown on TV. It's like 20 minutes shorter. But
Mm,
yeah, again, like I said, much like you, I saw the original on TV when I was a young age, and I've pretty much loved the franchise ever since.
mm. Now, the question is, do you prefer the original franchise or the remake franchise or reboot?
That's like asking if that would be like me asking you, who do you prefer, Kirk or Picard? Right?
Picard.
That's a tricky argument for another day. Um,
Yeah.
I can't really say I like one more than the other because
Hmm.
if viewers, if you have seen the whole lot, if you like me, if you've seen all the films, the newer ones and the original ones, they both tell very, very different stories and they're both good in their own right.
Hmm.
So for me, it's one of those things where it would come down to splitting hairs and nitpicks of which one I actually prefer over the. I mean, okay, the more modern part of my brain is like, well, I like the newer ones because of the more believable effects. But then if you know the story, the backstory of how the original film got made, then you appreciate the special effects in that a hell of a lot more than you would do
Yes.
any CGI. So it's
It's
very
our
difficult
old
for me to
friend.
decide on that. I can't decide on that one. What about you?
Hmm. For me, I do prefer the originals,
Which is
but
a fair point.
I do like the remake series.
Oh yeah, we'll get to it. We are going to run through
Hmm.
the films as quick as we can here. We're not going to do them. We're not going to spend half an hour on each film. We're just going to go right. Favorite bits, worst bits. Off we go.
Hmm.
So we'll start at the very beginning. For those who didn't know, this is actually based on a book by Pierre Boulle,
Buell.
or Boulet, depending on how you want to pronounce it, French
I think
author.
it's Buell.
And originally, the book was originally titled "The Monkey Planet." That was the translation, "The Monkey Planet." It
The
then got
Planète des Singes.
there. You go. I couldn't bother to look up the French, and I don't speak French.
I'm good at words.
Anyway,
I'm good at words, mate.
so that's the book covered. Apparently, it's very different to the films. I've never
Yeah.
read it. I would like
Okay.
to try and track a copy down, an actual
Yeah.
physical copy, not a fucking digital bullshit. Books are meant to be real, not pages on a fucking screen that you scroll through. Sorry, I'm a book purist.
Beep, 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 beep.
We're going to cast our minds back all the way back to the land before time. Like after Guy was born. Back to the year 1966 for the release.
56.
That's what it says here.
68.
No glasses. I'm sorry. It's my screen. It's fuzzing things up. Okay, 68. Sorry,
It's a good job I'm
misread.
there, folks, isn't it?
1968. The original film comes out.
Yes. Weirdly enough, I do have some numbers because
Yeah.
that's one of the things I do.
Yeah. You do the numbers.
Yep.
That's what it is on this show now. You do the numbers.
Yep.
I get
So the original had a budget of 5 million. which in 1968 or 67 as it was made was a lot of scratch.
Oh yeah, from what I remember hearing from the document, I've got the big box set that's got all the films and a documentary disc, and on the documentary it does say that um it was the largest budgeted movie of its time.
Yeah. Well,
It's
originally it was going to have it was slated for a budget of 10 million, but there's just
yeah,
sort of just went, go, poop yourself, no,
yeah.
five.
They kind of reeled it back a little bit, but
Yeah.
it also set a world record for being the most expensive budget at its time
Yeah.
spent on
But
special effects.
there is a but. It raked in 22 million. So today, during the course of my research, I thought, what's 22 million in 1968? What's that worth now? Turns out nowadays that is worth 192.6 million pounds or dollars.
Yeah, yeah, which is weird to think that's the budget for most films these
So,
days.
yeah, back then,
Stupid money.
you
Stupid money.
fucking wonder why there was 5 fucking films.
Oh yeah, and they literally came out. Well, I'm looking at the time list here. You've got 68, 70, 71, 72, 73.
Oh yeah, they banged them out.
Yeah, after the second one, it was one per year.
Yeah, the problem is the budget just went like that per film.
And in to a certain extent, the quality followed along with it. But we'll get to that. We'll get
Yeah.
to that. So, not treading over the story because we're trying not to do that as much on here anymore.
Let's go
Well,
favorites.
We'll cover the basic
Okay.
premise of the film. The basic premise of the film. For those who may not have seen it, and if you haven't, why not? The film's so old.
Even Tony's seen all of them.
Yeah. I mean, if Tony's seen them, then fuck you must have seen it. But anyway, the general premise of it is that an astronaut called Taylor, along with two others, I can never remember the names. Is it Brent and
No, Brent was in the second film, so you got Taylor. Fuck, it's gone.
anyway, he crash lands on what they think is an alien planet. They've traveled through a time warp in a spaceship. They think it's the year, what is it?
3095.
Yeah, it's like a couple of
Or
thousand years.
39. Something.
39 something or other. Anyway, they crash land. They think it's an alien planet. They encounter super intelligent apes that can talk. Humans are mute, wild, feral creatures that live in the forests. And it's kind of the story of this astronaut coming to grips with every fucking thing that's going on. And then, spoiler warning, big twist at the end. He finds out it was Earth. Hey, it's a. But in a few years' time, that film is going to be what, 60 years old?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
I don't care. Spoiler ending. It was Earth all along with that. God,
Oh my gosh.
no!
Oh my gosh. I was wrong. It was all along. I guess you finally made a monkey out of me.
You went full Simpsons. I fucking love it. Oh, if you don't know the ending to Planet of the Apes at this point, because it's such a big pop culture thing, you'll never. But yeah, okay. So favorite moments. Let's run over that real quick with the first one. For me, it the whole thing, because it's famously one of the longer films from that period at 112 minutes. And I know a bit of trivia about the remake ones with that. We'll get
Belts along though.
what?
It belts along though.
Oh, it really does. And each kind of scene keeps you hooked as to what you want to know what's going on. Like, how did this all happen? What's going on? So it does definitely hook you in and engage you and pull you in and along with the story. And that's brilliant. So for me, I think the favorite moments are kind of those pop culture moments, like the bit where he's caught in the net and take your hands off me, you damn dirty ape. We've quoted it several times already.
Yeah.
Just moments like that are standout moments in a film that is a standout film against all other films. So
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's obviously that. Um, his monologue at the start, I love as well, and the fact you can tell it's like this is a '60s film. He's in his spaceship smoking a
Get
cigar.
a fucking cigar.
You try that at NASA these days. Would you put that fucking out? You
Just
can
the
blaze that up in
International
here.
Space Station. Now someone just smoking a stogie floating by.
But yeah, that whole monologue's wicked because
Oh,
it's essentially, Captain's log.
basically, yeah, yeah, yeah. He
Yeah,
was the guy in charge.
yeah, that and him ribbing his mate as well. It's like we're here. That's it. Get used to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just man up a bit.
Man up a bit and put up with it. Yeah, yeah.
This
Again,
is the end of the line.
yeah.
There's obviously the court scene as well. Is
Oh,
pretty
where
much.
they do the yeah.
It's just objection, overruled. Objection, overruled. But I love all of the vistas, the huge
Oh,
open plain
Ape
vistas.
City. Ape City was a full
Mm,
set
yeah,
and stunning. Absolutely stunning. It was believable that this is how they
yeah.
lived, you know?
Well, it's our old friend, practical effects.
Exactly. And again, sing the praises of it. This is why I love practical effects. And I think that's where my love of practical effects and makeups and things like that all
Mm,
come from. It's from watching films like this.
yeah,
I grew up that really kind of got me into the this is what you can do with makeups and paints and things. You know, you can make
yeah.
a costume, you can make a mask, you can do all of that kind of thing. You don't need a computer to do it. You don't need a
Exactly.
degree in binary coding language to be able to make something and
Yeah,
it look good.
but
It's
yeah,
always
I think the soundtrack as well. So just
haunting in places. Some of the
mm,
sounds stuff they use, it's very like unnerving.
yeah, yeah. It's fucking brilliant. Just the whole drags it along, and of course the end scene.
Yeah.
But no, I love the way that it sort of brings into question, sort of science versus faith.
Yeah, that is a big component of the main story. Because I mean, you got to bear in mind,
Yeah,
68, still very science versus religion
yeah,
back then.
that's the thing, and the fact that the man who's in charge of science is also the defender of the faith is a total conflict of interest. So
Yeah.
just
Ah,
lampshade that like fuck.
oh yeah, and I like that bit right at the end of the film where Taylor's taken them. They've gone to the near the forbidden zone, and he's going through this thing where
Mm,
he finds like a dolly that talks and a pacemaker and a pair of glasses, and it's like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
scientific fact, but you, yeah, again, love the incros. Can't think of the word. Incro. No, fuck, I can't think of the word. No, I can't think of the word. But I just love the way that those kind of little subtle subtexts are always there behind the scenes in the film. Like even if you don't
Mm,
notice it, you know it's there. Like
yeah,
that subtext to it.
yeah. So I think it's the best one of the series.
Yeah, yeah, I can say that. Definitely the best one of the series. We'll
Which
move on.
brings us to yes, Beneath.
Beneath the Planet of the Apes, released in 1970, and it's pretty much a direct follow-on. It's supposed to take place like a few
Mm.
days later, kind of thing.
Well, I don't think it's a few days.
Oh no, because Nova comes back to the apes, doesn't she?
Mm.
And it timescale's a little bit weird. Timescale's a little
Hey,
bit.
hey, go on. Ask me how old I was when I saw this.
Go on, and how
Oh,
old?
ask me how old I was when it was released.
1970. I'm gonna guess around 30.
No, I was spunk. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You were a bundle of cells in a womb somewhere.
No, I
Oh,
was swimming around in my daddy's nutsack.
you were a twinkle in your daddy's eye.
Yep, I was one of the ones that just go bump together and go dog, dog.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You were one wank away from oblivion.
Uh, uh,
Sorry, that was too much even for me. Although it does sound like a cool name for an album.
yeah, Is that?
Proper Swedish death metal band, you know.
So yeah,
Tangent, sorry. Beneath the
yeah,
Planet of the Apes, continue.
yeah. So yeah, I saw that. When was this? God, blimey, can't remember, but I've seen it. Yeah, I watched it again today because what the fuck, right?
There we go. We have seen it. We both have seen it. Yeah, like I said, continues the story on from the first one.
Mm.
A new astronaut is sent to find the missing
Yes.
astronauts. Crash lands on the same planet. Meets up with Nova, who's lost Taylor, and it does like a
Yeah.
flashback. He shows you what happens to him. Then you kind of vanish.
Yes.
Charlton Heston actually did state in his contract that, like, okay, I'll do the film, but I want to go missing in the first 10 minutes and then show up again in the last 10 minutes, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what they fucking did.
He also gave his fee to charity,
He did, yes, yes,
which I thought, because he's fucking Heston these days.
yeah, exactly. Good old Heston. Apart from his whole gun views, I kind of like the guy. But anyway, yeah, so this story is, like it says, beneath the planet of the apes. While trying to escape from Ape City, Brent and Nova end up beneath the planet of the apes, where they encounter the remnants of humanity, who are now pale-skinned, veiny, telepathic people who worship a doomsday bomb, the Alpha and the Omega, and they wear weird rubber masks.
Yeah, they basically be fucked.
Yeah, yeah, and war breaks out.
Mm.
And in an early attempt to try and end the series, at the end of the film, the planet gets all blown up.
Yes, it did.
They set the bomb off and they go boom de boom, no ape, no human. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, because they killed Brent, so of course Taylor's all pissed at them.
Yeah, and he got all shot up and
Yeah, and then he falls over and hits the old red button.
yeah, it ends with a scene of Charlton Heston's bloody hand pulling the button down, and then the screen goes all negative, and then there's a voiceover saying about this little green insignificant ball is now dead. And then the credits roll. It was a hell of a downer ending. It really was.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine what it must have been like seeing that at the time it come out, because you wouldn't think there was any more after that, would you?
Well, no.
It literally ends with the end of the fucking world. Like,
Mm.
damn. But
yeah, but you can write your way out of anything when shit makes a profit.
Exactly. Favorite bits of this one?
Obviously meeting back up with Taylor, that was great. The return of Cornelius and Zero, I loved. And Dr. Zaius being back as well is sort of like, oh.
Did you know it wasn't actually Roddy McDowall playing Cornelius in that one? It was the only one that Roddy McDowall didn't return for.
Yeah, he had a scheduling conflict and couldn't do it.
Wasn't he making? No, he wasn't making Fright Night. That was in the 80s. He was
Yeah.
something else, wasn't he? Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, one of my favorite parts in it, and it was kind of because it was sort of building up over the first film and going into the second one, is the bit right at the end where they find Taylor and Nova sees him and she actually talks and she says his name.
Yeah.
I like that because, okay, first viewing, I was like, oh, does this mean humanity's going to start slowly clawing its way back? Boom, they're all dead. Okay, maybe it's not. But, it gave me that little flicker of hope for a moment that if she can learn to talk, maybe the rest of them can. Maybe that's what they're going to do with the future of the franchise. Maybe like humans start talking and rebel against the apes. Maybe that could be a new.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. We then got. Or what one your favorite? Did you do a favorite moment?
I love the bit where they were singing the hymn to the bomb. It's just sort of like so manic and fucked up. It's like, you're singing it to bomb.
Yeah. Get out more.
You're supposed to be evolved.
You people are psychic and you still don't realize you're fucking with a bomb.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was it's just deliciously fucked up.
But despite the writer's best attempts to try and end it, again, it was profitable, especially considering it had a lower budget.
Yep.
And you can tell in some scenes where you see some of those ape masks sitting in the background
Oh yeah.
on
Ooh.
DVD and HD. When you see those now, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
bad. You can see like where it's sagging at the eye holes and around the mouth, like it's literally just some dude in a Halloween mask.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, I was watching it on the 64-incher today on the Disney Plus, and yeah.
oh dear.
Me and the adjudicator are both there going, "Ooh, that's shonky."
Yeah, yeah, it does show, but because it was profitable, another
Yeah.
sequel was greenlit, and this one, Escape from the
Escape.
Planet of the Apes, released in 1971.
Yes.
Now, this one kind of holds a bit of a special place in my heart
Mm.
because I was going through some real bad shit at the time. And the Sci-Fi Channel on Sky at the time were doing this. It wasn't like a Planet of the Apes marathon. It was like a Planet of the Apes season. I think it was to do with one of the anniversaries
Mm.
of the first film. I think it was like the 25th or 30th anniversary or something like that. And I sat and caught the ones that I could. And this was the first one that I watched on this watch through. It's the first time I'd seen the third one.
Yeah.
And for its runtime, with how wacky and how goofy it got in the middle, I laughed for the first time in about a month at that
Mm.
point. And it was weird that a Planet of the Apes film from the early 70s kind of pulled me out of my depression just a little bit, just enough to
Mm.
kind of go and get up and get shit sorted. So I love this film because it gave me that kick to
Yeah.
life ain't so bad. I could be a monkey in the 70s. Life ain't that bad.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the that's the story of how I
You
felt.
could have half a coconut for a gob, so yeah.
Yeah. But here we go. This film, the story of this film, how do I best describe this? It's a classic fish out of water tale, but it's more like a monkey out of a tree.
Yeah.
Basically, the premise of this is that because Zira and Cornelius were not in a majority of the second one, they were in it very briefly in the beginning,
Yeah.
about 5 minutes, and then you don't see them for the rest of the film. So the writers went, well, that spaceship that Brent crash landed in, and the one that Taylor was in, and it sunk. How about some of the apes recover it, they fix it, and they fly away before it blows up, and they end up
Mm.
back on Earth in modern day times, being
Yeah.
1971. And I think this is the only one in the series, as much as I love it. I think it's really the only one out of the whole series that's really, really dated by its setting.
Yeah.
The fashion, the clothes, the extras walking around, just the whole
The
tone of it is
attitude.
so 70s.
Mm. Yeah.
But from a nostalgic point of view, I think sometimes that's a good thing.
Mm.
It casts a little magnifying glass on that era of history. But when you're doing a series watch through, the most of the other ones you can kind of just go, oh well, it fits here, it goes there, wherever. But this one
Yeah.
is the really just standout one of this is the 70s. Like, but that's my thoughts. Yours?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of mad, isn't it? It's sort of turns a magnifying glass on the way like the culture celebrity is today, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's instead of being all shit scared because it's like, oh, God, talking monkeys. They're like, hey, talking monkeys, wicked. Get them on the chat show.
I think maybe Escape from the Planet of the Apes maybe predicted how the future was going to go.
Yeah.
Talking monkeys, we're not shit scared. We're like, oh, quick, get them on TikTok.
And of
Get them a
course,
TikTok page. Get them a social media account.
and of course, it's also got Ricardo Montalban in it. So of course it's a hit with me.
Good old Khan himself.
Yes. He tests me.
That monkey tests me.
Sorry.
Sorry, we're blending franchises here again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Calm. Settle down there, all right? Cheers.
King Khan.
What the hell's heart I stab at thee?
Can't do that. It's only banana. Sorry.
Oh shit, we're going wacky again.
Night is drawing on people. We are so sorry. Right.
Yeah.
So, Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Favorite moments. I won't cover the story of this one because we just pretty much said
We've
it's set
just
in the
done it,
70s. Have fun. Go watch it. Have fun.
The aforementioned chat show, just the culture shock for them as well. It's just
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
The bit where they're going out in the fashion suits and everything,
Yeah,
and
it's
all
like
that. Just
what the fuck? It's mental. Oh, and of course, Ricardo.
yeah, exactly. I do
Love it.
like the way this one though, the way this sequel bait ended, because for me, this is where the franchise kind of took a slightly darker turn for a little while, and I enjoyed it.
Just to let you know, 20% left.
Okay, right. Well, we'll get through this as quick as we can. Right. So for me, my favorite scene is the ending where they switched the babies around so that the non-talking one got killed and the talking one is still around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a nice little debate in the switch. I like that.
and I do like that. And then that brings us on to the next one, and one of my personal favorites, because like I said, it gets darker, this one, is Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, released in 1972. Now, for me, this one is on par with the first one because it focuses on Cornelius.
Yeah.
He didn't grow up in the future and know what humans become. You know, he's a singular talking ape on his own. And it's almost like the role reversal for Taylor in the first one. And when you see throughout the course of the film, the way that people treat these monkeys and treat these apes, it does shake you a little bit.
Yeah,
because it's like, how cruel of a species can we be? No wonder that one of them that come along eventually was smart enough to organize, led a fucking rebellion. I am really not surprised. In fact, in the first one, you're rooting for Charlton Heston to get away from the monkeys.
Yeah.
This one, you're rooting for them to take down the humans, knock them down a peg or two. At least I am.
And this is where you get these sort of through lines of the
or you start seeing that maybe it's all one big loop.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I loved this film. Again, won't cover the story because we're short on time, people. For me, the final battle between the apes and the humans is the best part of the film because it goes on for about half an hour from start to finish. From the moment from the minute they start attacking to the credits start rolling, and that speech by Roddy McDowall. Apparently, I know this from watching the special features on the DVD. There was actually an original darker version of that speech. Where I will lend you the box set because the deleted is on the box set. And it basically condemns humanity. That it's like you come near us apes, that's it. It proper comes across as dark. And I think they should have gone with that. But again, the whole film is dark.
Yeah.
You see torture scenes and all sorts, and it's full on. It's full on. But your favorite moments of this one?
Yeah, same.
The ending. That last third.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. Absolutely awesome. Right then. Here we go. This is for me where the series really went.
Oh god, yeah, I fell off a cliff like a motherfucker.
Battle for the Planet of the Apes. Now, quick story note on this one. Literally everything that was set up in the last one is thrown out the fucking window.
Yeah.
The nuclear war happens in between fucking films. We don't see the downfall of humanity. all we see is start of this film is there's a bunch of apes living out in the forests away from the city with a group of friendly humans, and they have to go into the city trying. It's the weaker one of the lot. You know,
Yeah.
it's not very good. It, I didn't like this one very much. If I'm doing a series watch, I'll watch it. But if I'm just watching the films for the fun of it, I will skip this one.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've watched it.
I can't even remember that much about it. The only thing I can really remember is the final battle scene where it's like 12 guys walking around shooting guns with a school bus slowly driving in behind them.
Yeah.
That's about all I remember of that film. Although, there is a character in it called Maurice, who was named after Maurice Evans, who played Dr. Zayas in the first one because he passed away shortly before the final film came out. Shortly before it started filming, sorry. So, yeah, there we go. We're not going to cover this one because neither of us really liked it.
No.
If you're doing a series watch, those viewers, honestly,
Yeah,
it ties everything up to a certain extent because it's got the ending is a flash forward of so many hundreds of years, and it gives you the idea of maybe there's a divergent timeline, maybe there's not.
Yeah.
But then we get to the remake, the Tim Burton one. Didn't like it. I thought the special effects, the makeup effects they used, okay, I can give it its props for that. They were impressive because it was all practical and it was all actors in masks and prosthetics. So I loved it for that. The story, everything else, just you don't need to watch this one. Honestly, you really, really don't.
No.
And we'll cover these ones kind of quickly.
Yeah, because they're fresh.
Yeah. We've got Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and War for the Planet of the Apes. Now, for me, I take these as one big film because they do bookend each other very nicely, and you can watch it as one long thing. And it tells the story. It's sort of a reboot, sort of a prequel. It's kind of murky as to where it actually stands.
Yeah.
But
you got Caesar in it, who was in the last three.
Yeah.
Or is it the same season? We don't know.
I always thought that Rise of the Planet of the Apes was more of a remake of Conquest.
Yeah.
They were basically fixing the story of Conquest and be like, right, well, this is our new jumping point where we can tell a new story. And it followed Caesar, played absolutely amazingly by Andy Serkis.
Yes.
A motion capture king. And I don't just mean the movements, the facial expressions, the noises. He did the whole thing, right? Through all three films. Right? Now that is impressive. We again won't cover story. Trying to keep it light here. If you've not seen it or any of these ones, go watch them now because they are absolutely amazing. By the end of the third one, I was in tears. It hit me so hard because that CGI monkey on the screen for me was so believable.
Yeah.
That goes to Serkis's performance as the character. But I absolutely loved the remake, prequel, not sure what it is, trilogy. Guy, what thoughts?
Yeah, same. I mean, especially the Rise. Really enjoyed that one.
With James Franco.
Yeah, with the simian flu as an offshoot of the viral thing that makes us smart.
Speaking of sorry, cutting in here. Speaking of favorite moments, because you sparked a memory there. I love the end credits of the first one where the pilot, when he's got the nosebleed, and then lines going all over the world, and it's showing how far it's all spreading and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's not foreshadowing for real life events, really, is it?
Yeah. Whoops.
Whoopsie daisy. But yeah,
it was a long time before that, so we can forgive.
It was 2011, so yeah.
Yeah.
But
also, I loved the fact that they had but the news article going on in the background about
Oh,
the
with
missing
the
station.
missing astronauts on the
Yeah.
newspaper.
It's
Yeah,
like, oh, there goes Taylor.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what makes me think this is more of a prequel.
Mm,
Like maybe he thought it was nuclear war that wiped out humanity, but maybe it was this.
yeah, maybe it's a virus.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like the continuity between this trilogy and the original five films is kind of,
Yeah,
if
it's a
you
bit
want it
wibbly
to be a
wobbly.
prequel, it can, but it doesn't have to be. I think
Mm,
that's kind of what I like about these as well. It's like if you want to do a series watch and include these, you can, and it all kind of makes sense.
yeah.
But
I also loved your man out of Harry Potter. You know, Blondie.
oh, Draco Malfoy,
Thank you.
Tom Felton.
Yeah, I thought he was a very convincing cunt.
He does seem to play that role very, very well, and I do like his comeuppance where Caesar blasts him with the water hoses.
Mm,
He's got the cattle prod.
yeah,
Fucking cups him.
get in
Oh,
there.
and how powerful is that moment where Caesar says no for the first
Mm,
time?
yeah, it's like, oh, go on, boy, go on.
No, like
Mm.
he spoke.
Mm.
Right. Oh,
Oh,
are you nearly
okay.
dying?
Oh, no, hold on. I think I might be able to transfer that
Oh,
over.
okay. Because we're right up your nose right now.
Mm. I can do it. Down into three.
Want me to pause while you swap over?
Might be an idea.
Sorry about that, everyone. Slight technical issues, but we're back.
Oh, sometimes.
Yes, we were talking about the remake trilogy of Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
Um, favorite parts, like I said a minute ago, the end credits of the first one with the globe and
Mm.
all the lines of infection are going
Oh,
everywhere.
God, yeah.
That was amazing. Um,
I
in
think.
oh,
Oh,
go
go on.
no, you go first.
No, I was going to say, I think just as a whole, I mean, you could lump all three films together.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
And,
I tend to, if I'm going to give them a watch through, I watch them one after the other.
mm.
Like set aside a day and just watch them all because they're
And you
long.
get a
They're
whole
long
lot of,
films.
yeah, you get a whole lot of AP goodness there.
Oh yeah, and the little bit of trivia that I do know, originally, in the Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the little drug that they're developing for Alzheimer's,
Mm.
they originally wanted to call it, instead of AZ, whatever it was, they wanted to call it RT-112
Mm.
as a nod to the original film because its running time is 112 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a cool little thing. And again, much like we said about Ghostbusters, I find with these Planet of the Apes films, there are little things if you look for them that
Yeah.
connect it to the other ones.
Yeah.
Character names, certain things, situations happening in the background, little moments like that. One character, I will talk about this one character that I love in this trilogy. Well, more so the first two because he gets killed in the second one, is Koba,
Yeah.
the big scarred up ape.
Mm.
And the moment that made me fall in love with him as a character is he's having a conversation with Caesar. And some of them can talk, some of them can't. And when they do
Yeah.
talk, it's kind of broken language. And Caesar says to him, leave the humans to do human work. And this irritates Koba, and he starts pointing to all the different scars on his body. And as he's doing it, he's going, human work, human work. And he's got like a
Mm.
big scar over his eye, and he runs his thumb along it, human work. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you got deep-seated hatred, but fuck if I don't understand that.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
leave them to do what they want to do. This is what they'll do. If humans had their way, the apes would be back to being
Yeah.
lab if they had their way.
Exactly. So.
So again, I side with the apes on this one.
Mm.
I really do. I sympathize with the apes in this trilogy because
Oh God, yeah,
I
yeah.
feel so bad for them. Like
The-
everything they put through.
Especially when you get to like the third film, it's like Jesus Christ, Woody Harrelson's just after him.
Oh God, I did like his performance in the final one.
That's fucking Woody Harrelson, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, but it's not the last one.
No, it's not.
There is a new one coming next year.
Hopefully.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and it is reported that this is setting up a new trilogy.
Mm,
But it is also a continuation of the last one.
yeah,
And rumor has it, this is just rumor at the moment, it is set several hundred years after the last one to sort of
yeah,
give enough of a time gap so that the apes have become advanced enough so that they started building houses and weapons and armor
yeah.
and things like that. Which, to be completely honest, it's not a side of the Planet of the Apes we've seen.
No.
You know, we've seen them in like mud huts and they've got fabric clothing and things like that. But we've never seen them in, and they've got guns and stuff in that. We've never seen them with like swords and shields
Mm,
and armor, like almost gladiator style. We've not
yeah,
seen that. So if that's the direction it's going to go, I'm kind of okay with this.
yeah. Me too, definitely.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how it goes.
Ape Evolution.
Is it Andy Serkis? Is he coming back? I can't remember.
No,
Didn't think.
no, he's not. I can't remember the dude's name. I bloody read it earlier. Jesus.
Oh well, but yeah, that's coming next year.
Mm.
There was
Well, hopefully it's coming next year.
hopefully, if the writer's strike don't
Well,
fudge
you
it
would like
up,
to think if it was due out next year, you'd like to think it was buttoned up.
you would like to think so, but you never know. You never know. There was a TV series in the 1970s, 1974.
Bad reviews.
Yeah, I wouldn't. We haven't got the time to cover it on here. If I'm going to throw this out to the audience, right? Audience members, people who are watching, drop it in the comments if you would like us to talk about the extended Planet of the Apes media because we haven't got time for it tonight. But things like the comic books, cartoons, video games, whatever, drop it in the comments. We will take
Yeah,
it into consideration, and if there is enough of a demand, we'll do it. But it's going to be more than one person.
yeah.
But yeah, there was a television series in 1974, and there was a animated series, Return to the Planet of the Apes, in 1975, and it ran till
Mm.
1976. It had one season.
I didn't even know about that until the course of my research. I didn't even know about that. So there you go.
I only know about it because I watched a review of it here on YouTube with by a wonderful guy called Decker Shadow. Go
Mm.
and check him out. He did like all the Apes films. He did a whole marathon summary
Mm.
of Planet of the Apes, covered them all, including the triple X parody Playmate of the Apes.
Oh dear. I
Yeah,
missed that one.
whoever thought that was a good idea for a porn parody, I just
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly a connoisseur of porn, but
no, me neither. But play.
there's better. Surely there's better parodies to do than that.
Oh well, this is the same company who released another parody called Lord of the G-Strings, and I only know this because they had a copy of it for rent in Burton Blockbuster back in the day.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was right next to Playmate of the Apes. It's the same actors, it's the same everything. I
Oh
think a
my
lot of it's
life.
the same goddamn sets.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
So there's always that if you for those inclined who may want to go and check that out.
Mm.
You know, man in a gorilla mask walking around with his if you want to go
Yeah,
watch that, I mean, we're not going to criticize you.
but I think overall, I mean, let's face it, we can say, Jesus, on the whole, Planet of the Apes, fucking great.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's coming up in 2028. It will be the first film's 60th anniversary.
But I think that deserves a 4K release.
Oh, fuck yeah, or whatever's the new thing at 8 years, well, 5 years from now.
Let's fucking hope it's still 4K.
Well, let's hope it's fucking 4K, but the way technology keeps jumping forward and forward and forward and forward, before we know it, we're going to be talking about Planet of the Apes while living in the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Or Planet of the Apps.
Yeah, that sounds about all right, really.
Yeah. Bunch of mobile phones go around. Super intelligent mobile phone.
Yeah.
There you
I'll
go.
be there. I'll be there with me
Parody
cavitate.
for you.
You know, I'll be
There's
there
a
with me
parody
cavitate.
for you. You can parody Planet of the Apes, call it Planet of the Apps, and just have it as iPhones have become super intelligent and now use guns, and humans just go around grunting.
They're enslavement of the Android phones.
Yeah, yeah. Oil hail the mighty Android. Oh.
Yeah, it's got to that time again, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're going there again. It's nighttime, meds are kicking in, and black
Yeah.
caffeine and everything. So, but yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here. That's pretty much all we can do with the Planet of the Apes franchise for now.
Indeed.
We've monkeyed around enough on this one.
Oh,
Like, monkey puns.
oh, you were driving me out.
Oh yeah, I'm going bananas over here.
Yeah. Well, it's time for us to swing off then.
Oh yeah, I gotta put some toast under the gorilla.
Okay, tenuous, but okay.
It's the best I can do. Been talking
then
monkeys for the last hour. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it has been,
but
folks.
yeah, that's it for another fun-filled monkey poo flinging episode of Onion Rang.
Oh, she's gone. Oh, looks like I need a new co-host there, please.
This has
And
been a
your audition
brilliant
tapes too.
episode of Hunya Orangutan is showing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have been. I can't even get through my fucking sign out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Monkey.
Hey, we're the monkeys.
And people say we monkey around.
We're too busy stabbing. I worry about my mental. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh no, yes. Very good.
Of course, I was very, very drunk.
Good game, good game.
Good game. Ooh, every monkey's on it. Ooh,
You know monkeys do well.
what's the skulls on the doors, Andrea?
Okay. Right, people, time to sign off. We will get there. Right.
Didn't they do well?
Yes, well, I did do well. Right. So, good night, my sweet tortured souls. I have always been Miss Violet Impulse. He has been.
I've been Cunty the Monkey Boy.
He's been Cunty the Monkey Boy, apparently.
I've been Random JB.
He has been the Random Man, JB. This has been Honya Geeky Showing. Good night, everyone. And remember, if you can't be good, be twisted. Don't get mad, baby. Get fucking sadistic. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Peace out.